Welcome everybody. This is a celebration of a milestone. I'm Sam Hargadine. A lot of people are happy today, including the four-leggeds. I'm Sam Hargadine, Chief of Police with the Iowa City Police Department. We're here to celebrate a milestone. It's a celebration of things that have gone, a lot of work that's gone on, and it's a celebration of partners, both of our existing partners that we've had in the past and our new partners that have helped make this happen today. For those that don't remember the backdrop, we've got a flooded Iowa River. 2008, that actually got worse than what it happened this year. We dodged a bullet this year, but in 2008 there was a Herculean effort to try to save the old animal shelter in place. They sandbagged, they moved heaven and earth to try to get that where it would be waterproof, but at some point they knew that it was the efforts were going to be futile. So then they moved to the Johnson County Fairgrounds and operated there temporarily out of tents and shelters, all temporary. Of course, that puts the animals under a lot of stress, the employees under a lot of stress, no air conditioning, and then they moved once again to the site where they are now, approximately 4 or 5 miles south of here. We've got a number of dignitaries here today that have helped make today happen, and I would like to make some introductions. From the Iowa City, with Mayor Matt Hayek, who we'll hear from in a little bit later. We've got Mayor Pro Tem Susan Mims is here today. Kingsley Botchway, I don't believe, is here. Rick Dobbins, Jim Throgmorton, and I may point out Watson, who happens to be an alumnus of the Iowa City Animal Shelter. Where is Watson? Okay. Was that the one that was barking? Okay. Welcome, Watson. Terry Dickens, Michelle Payne, who is here today, and Iowa City Manager Tom Marcus. Tom, raise your hand. From Johnson County Board of Supervisors, one of our partners as well, Janelle Reddig, Han Harney, John Etheridge, Rod Sullivan, and Terrence Nusiel. Johnson County Sheriff Lonnie Polkrabic, I know he couldn't be here today. He's in Des Moines, but he wanted to be. From Coralville, one of our long-term partners, we have the Mayor John Lindell. John, thanks for being here today. Jill Dodds, Tom Gill, Laurie Goodrich, Mitch Gross, and Bill Hoft. Also here is Coralville City Administrator Kelly Hayworth. I know he's here today. Kelly, raise your hand. There you go. And Chief of Police from Coralville, Barry Bedford. Thanks for being here, Barry. U Heights, one of our new partners. Mayor Louise Fromm, not sure if Mayor is here today, but from their council, Carla Aldrich, Mike Haverkamp, Jim Lane, Virginia Miller, and Sylvia Gazada. Also need to introduce the founder of the Friends of the Animal Center Foundation, Holly Hotchkiss. Holly, would you please raise your hand? Thanks for being here today, and wouldn't be here, this foundation wouldn't be here without you. Well done. If you are a volunteer or have volunteered at the animal shelter, would you please raise your hand? Well done. Employees of the animal shelter, please raise your hand. Also, they didn't want me to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. From Public Works, I need to bring to your attention Kumi Morris, Ron Kanoki, and Rick Foss, Public Works Director. Incredible amount of work and support from that agency. At this point, I would like to introduce the supervisor and director of the animal shelter, Lisa Goodman.
Thank you, Chief. Hello, everyone. How are we doing today?
Yay!
Nice to see the turnout. What a gorgeous day for this event. Celebrating the groundbreaking of the new Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center. So today would not have been possible without the help from many, and I want to mention some of those. I know that the chief mentioned some, but I want to specifically mention some as well. We appreciate the support of the Iowa City Council, City Administration, and folks from the City Engineering Division. Financial support from our partners, our partnering jurisdictions, including unincorporated Johnson County, Coralville, University Heights, and the University of Iowa. Holly Hotchkiss, who was mentioned earlier, was the founder of Friends of the Animal Center Foundation. Gene Walker and Lisa Drahazopouli, who assisted Holly in the forming of the foundation about 15 years ago now. Kim Lydon, the current director, where's Kim? Current director of the foundation, and the foundation board of directors for their ongoing support of the center and its animals. The financial support, especially of donors, that resulted in a $1 million contribution for the new building, as well as many other foundation-supported center programs. Dave Long and his family, I just saw them, they're over here, and Dave's employees for providing temporary, okay, well, not so temporary, long-term location for the Animal Center. They have treated us exceptionally well. I'll wait till that goes over. The Johnson County Board of Supervisors and fairground employees for providing the digs during the flood and directly after the flood of 2008. For the design, consulting, and function of the new building, I'd like to thank Newman Munson Architects, Martha Sang of Jackson Ryan Associates, Modus Engineering, MMS, and M2B. And I hope I'm not forgetting anybody here, but if I do, please forgive me. To all the volunteers, every single one, who've given countless hours of time, expertise, creativeness, and love to the thousands of animals that we have housed over the years, we would not be where we are today without you. Please give yourselves a hand. And finally, can I get the employees please to come up? All the employees that are here, I know you're shy, but please come up. The employees of the Animal Service Division, Animal Control Officers Chris Whitmore and Willa Hamilton. Animal Care Technicians Liz Ford and Jen Reed. Animal Center Assistant Chad Mason. Office Assistant Chris Jones. Where's Chris behind me? And a couple who could not be here today, Rachel Hansen and Michelle Schoenfeld, who are kennel assistants for us. Without your continued determination to do the best you could for the animals and the citizens of our community, we would not be the valued resource we are today. Thank you very much. This new building has a design and function that will meet the current national standards for care and treatment of animals in sheltering environments. Housing will be set in a way that separates species so we can reduce stress. There will be separate areas for the care of sick and injured animals. The building will have energy efficient and cost-effective measures with the geothermal system in place. Underground heating in the dog areas will maintain a dry environment and help prevent the spread of disease. The design will be inviting to the public, with areas that citizens who are interested in adopting may spend time with animals outside their caging units. Drain and sanitation systems will be specialized to ensure low odor and avoid cross-contamination to maintain animal health. Heating, cooling, and air exchange systems will ensure adequate health controls, both for animals, staff, and visitors to the building. Surgery and treatment room for spay and neuter and vaccination of all center animals prior to them being adopted. Additional space for the housing of animals and shelter programs will also be available. I've worked in the animal care and control industry for 30 years now, 3 decades. It was not long ago that, as an example, cats and dogs would be housed in close proximity without any visual barriers or sound separation, or where the average 4x10 kennel run would house 7 or more dogs fighting over the same food dish, where the length of time any animal was held was limited to being between 24 hours and 5 days, Over the years, I've seen many positive, significant changes in the care and treatment of animals, educational outreach, other programming to assist people to be responsible animal caretakers, and I'm very, very proud of what Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Services and Animal Services has been able to accomplish, providing professional services to our area, being a progressive voice for our community's animals. I believe that this new building will continue to help us meet our mission and the needs of the growing animal population. As always, we will continue to be an available resource for people and their animals, especially those who have no voice and nowhere else to go. Thank you very much for coming today.
Thank you, Misha. At this time, I'd like to introduce Tara Mott with the Friends of the Animal Center Foundation.
Thank you all for coming. I see a lot of familiar faces and some new ones that I hope to get to know. This is a really exciting day for every single one of us, dogs, humans, cats who I don't see any here today, and everyone in between. So thank you for coming. On behalf of myself and the Friends of the Animal Center Foundation Board of Directors, I wish to thank the city for welcoming our support on this project. We are very proud to be part of such a worthwhile and needed service for our community. No one could have anticipated that our temporary facility would still be where we were 6 years after the flood, but it works and they function. And functioning doesn't even truly describe what happens there every day. As Misha pointed out, the amazing staff and volunteers, they continue to provide first-class service and treatment to every single animal that needs their help. And it is absolutely amazing to watch what they do day in, day out. And I think we all deserve to give them another round of applause. They are absolutely amazing. We would like to thank our executive director, Kim Leiden, who's hiding back there in the crowd. She has worked tirelessly on our campaign. She was not with us very long, pretty much a new hire when we gave her the challenge of helping raise $1 million, and she took it and never looked back. She worked very closely with our campaign executive committee, we have things falling all over the place. A small group of people who gave their time, their energy, their creativity, to reach out to the community, let them know we were here, let them know what we were trying to do, and we would not be on our way to reaching our goals without our campaign executive committee. Our biggest thanks must go to we'll just let them stay down, must go to the donors and the volunteers and the community who has reached out. We have support not only locally but nationwide. People have sent in donations and given ideas, and we would not be anywhere without them. We would not be able to achieve any of our goals without the generosity and support of our donors. The dedication and dreams of the volunteers and donors for a new animal center has been the driving force behind our campaign and continues to be the reason that we are succeeding in our mission. Our community is very fortunate to have caring individuals, families, and businesses who wish to offer their support to FACF in whatever way they are able. They give their time, they give their money, and most generously, they give their love. Thank you may be two very small words, but we offer them sincerely to those who have the biggest hearts. Thank you all for coming, and we look very forward to seeing you next year at the grand opening.
Thank you, Tara. I was remiss in mentioning one of our partners, the University of Iowa. If Director Green would have been here, he would be here giving me a dirty look about now, as Barry can attest to. But we do have Chief of Operations, Chief Lucy Weiderhilt here. Lucy, better take it back that I mentioned him. At this point, I would like to introduce longtime council member and current mayor, Matthew Hayek.
Thanks, Chief, and I want to welcome everyone to this beautiful event. Obviously, this event marks an important milestone for the project, but it also represents an important milestone in our community's ongoing effort to rebuild from the floods of 2008. And I also want to recognize our governmental partners, the cities of Coralville and University of Heights, Johnson County and the University of Iowa. This was and is a collective effort. And if you see their representatives here this morning, I urge you to thank and congratulate them. There's another partner on this project that deserves special recognition. The Friends of the Animal Center has played a critical role from day one. As you heard earlier, this group pledged to raise $1 million toward our construction costs. That's nearly a third of the total project costs, through annual contributions of $200,000. We received an initial contribution last year and another one just a few weeks ago. That means the private fundraising effort has already reached the $400,000 goal, and I know that the $1 million mark will be reached. And I know this because I was on the council in 2008 during the flood and was dispatched down to the Johnson County Fairgrounds to do an interview with CNN, who had come to town to cover the floods. And they didn't want to take pictures of the river. They didn't want to go to some of the neighborhoods. They wanted to see what we were doing with our animals. And I showed up at the fairgrounds, and there was Misha and her crew and the volunteers from the Friends group racing around, stabilizing the situation for the animals that were already in our care and receiving new animals that were part of the homes that had been evacuated, and doing an incredible job under stressful situations. That's what CNN wanted to cover. They said that their viewership and their editors had that interest. And when I saw that combined with what we were seeing from our staff and from the local volunteers, that's when I learned just how powerful the enthusiasm is locally and across this nation for animal care and protection. And so a few years later, when I heard that the Friends group had pledged $1 million, I blinked once, but I didn't blink a second time, because I knew that that enthusiasm was being channeled through a very important effort of the people who support out in the private sector our efforts to care for and to protect the animals in this community. And so I knew that that would be an achievable goal, despite setting a very high bar from day one. So in addition to its financial contribution, I think it's important for our community to recognize that the Animal Center contributes so much more. It boosted public awareness of and support for this facility, and in fact it helped with the design process. And I think it's safe to say that the Animal Center will be a superior product thanks to the Friends of the Animal Center and everybody who is associated with it. And on behalf of the city and our partners, I thank Kim Leiden and her team. I also want to thank Kim McDonald and Sally Ness from Newman Munson Architects, Jeremy Huseman from Modus Engineering, Martha Singh from Jackson and Ryan Architects, and their teams and everybody who helped them for their work. A building like this, as you can imagine, presents unique operational demands, and the design teams created a facility that is both functional and appealing, and they did so under a tight budget. And I would be remiss if I didn't mention city staff. The chief mentioned some of the names. Frankly, there are too many names and too many departments to cover, but I can tell you that city staff worked tirelessly on this, and it is appreciated. And the same goes for the staffs of our partner entities. They were involved from an early stage on this, and the thanks and kudos go to so many people, some of whom are here and many of whom are back at their desks, toiling away as they do every day on behalf of their communities, and we owe them a debt of gratitude. So this is a $3.2 million project. Of that, approximately $1.4 million will come from FEMA and State of Iowa disaster reimbursements. And we were pleased with those dollars. We were very successful in getting state and federal support for the replacement of the Animal Center, but that funding only covers the value of the old flooded facility, not a new, larger facility that is designed for current and projected population levels. And this is why other partners were needed on this. I've already mentioned the $1 million pledge from the Friends of the Animal Center. The remaining costs will be shared by the 5 jurisdictions that will use the facility. Again, Iowa City, Coralville, University Heights, Johnson County, and the University of Iowa. Each share is based on proportional use of the facility. It's a good approach, and one that provides a fair share approach to a regional service. And we appreciate the commitment of our partners to this regional service. And I think that's important to underscore. This is a regional service, and it's going to provide a benefit to people and animals across the area. That's important. As many of you know, the first round of bids came in well above projections, and to respect the negotiated agreement between all the participating jurisdictions, we were determined to not ask for more money. So instead, we made some tough downsizing decisions. We rebid the project, and we brought it back into the budget. And this is being designed so that it can be expanded with time, and no doubt it will have to be expanded with time. But what we will see in hopefully a year or so will be an amazing product that will meet our needs for many years to come. The one exception to the downsizing was the geothermal energy system. And the city talked about this, and rather than abandon a feature that we know will pay long-term dividends and supports our strategic goal of sustainability in the community, the City Council decided to fund the geothermal energy system above and beyond the cost-sharing agreement, and I recognize my fellow councilors and our staff for their leadership on that. So in closing, I want to say this, that when we return to open this facility, our community, and by that I mean our broader community, will achieve its goal of providing improved care for more animals and in a better environment for staff, volunteers, and the public. And that is something that we can all be appreciative of and recognize and be proud of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mayor. As I think back on as my tenure here as chief, I can think back on the different animal-related incidents that we've had here. We've had cougars. There's been an alligator call. There was a bear that was traveling through, we believe, from Missouri and heading northbound. I was hoping that Misha wouldn't find it because I knew. And I guess I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the $5,000 Bonnie. We're going to name a room after Barry and the Bonnie. So anyway, the Solon, we had goats, lots of dogs and cats that came from that. You're right. And thank you all for being here. We would like to get photographs of all those that have helped up here for the groundbreaking. For those that don't know, the animal shelter was going to be actually built on the other side of that John Deere front loader there. And hope to see everyone here again in about a year, and we'll do a open house. So thank you for being here. By the way, you've got to take a cookie or a kitten, one of the two. That concludes our ceremony. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody. We're going to take a series of group shots for photo ops. Our first photo op is going to be a group shot. It's going to include all Iowa City Council members and representatives from each of our participating jurisdictions, friends of the Animal Center Foundation, our architects, engineers, contractors, consultant team, and city administration. Can you all come forward for a group shot, please? There's plenty of golden shovels and golden pooper scoopers for you. No expense. What do you want us to do?
Yeah.
If you can grab a utensil and get in front there, and
We can share.
Jerry's going to take a picture.
We got a long shovel. We can
Yeah.
all get on and shovel. Yeah. Oh, okay. We're short.
On your right hand, man.
Where do you want a pooper scoop?
Well, whatever you want to give me, Matt.
This has got the nice wrapping on it.
I'd keep a shovel. Keep a shovel.
I'm here. I'm right here. I know. Alan, yeah, you're tall. This is perfect.
That's right. You're tall, Alan.
We love each other.
Are we supposed to scoop? Sure, yeah. 1, 2, 3. That concludes our official photo ops. Everybody's welcome to come up, take individual shots if they like. There are plenty of refreshments, water, and Kool-Aid for everybody. Please help yourselves. Thanks again for coming out.
You're watching City Channel 4. On TV, online, on demand, on Facebook, and now on the go on your mobile device.